Hey.
We're back. We cannot make enough videos, clearly. So we're going to talk about one of my favorite movies. And Deanna, she's one who introduced me to this movie, of course. Begin Again. We just watched it. I don't know. It's probably maybe third or fourth time I watched it, but it's very rare for me to want to watch a movie more than once and thoroughly enjoy it all the way through. But this is one of those movies. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about why we love it. It's Deanna, of course, one who introduced me to it. So we both love this movie a lot.
Yeah, so I introduced Dan to this movie. First of all, spoiler alerts. So if you don't want to know about this movie before watching it, just to let you know there's going to be spoiler alerts. The movie Begin Again, um, reading from Google here, it's directed by John Carney. It's considered a comedy drama or a romantic comedy drama. And the movie came out in 2014. So it stars Mark Ruffalo, Adam Levine, Keira Knightley, and other wonderful people. Like Dan said, I was the one who introduced him to this movie. If my memory serves me correctly, which I think it does, I showed him this movie for the first time when we were living in Beaver Dam, my hometown, in our very first apartment together. And I didn't think much of it when I showed him. I was like, "Have you ever seen the movie Begin Again?" He was like, "No." And then I showed him, and he was really deeply in his feels, crying a lot the first time he saw that movie. And yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I don't know. I haven't polished like everything. I just, as far as like what do I love so much about this movie, but it's just I would say the first thing is that it has a lot of heart and a lot of innocence. So I just love a story that shows these two characters going through a very difficult time in their life and using the power of their purpose and their passion to find a way um, through that and to actually break through to a miracle and to everything they ever dreamed of. And this is so true. This is really true of life that, uh, as it's stated in the Napoleon Hill book. What's it called? Outwitting the Devil. Yes, every seed of failure, or in every failure, there's a seed of greater success, and that's what this movie shows. They both have this down moment in their life, but because their hearts were open to it, it turns into this miracle. And I just find that it was clearly made with a lot of heart because I feel I really like love the characters throughout the movie. I love their arc, their nuances. Like there's a lot of richness to the relationships in the characters, and I particularly like Mark. Well, I'm just gonna call it. I don't know their names in the movie. So like Mark and Kira's role, they beautifully show like this partnership where it looks like the movie kind of shows you like you think it's going to get romantic at different points because it's so deep, but it's not. That's not what it's meant to be. It's just about them sharing their passion. And so it's like it subverts that whole like, oh, because they're going so deep into their passion they have to like, no, they had like an innocence to their relationship that is kind of preserved through the movie, as they kind of spark each other. So I love that, and I just love uh, the music is incredible. The music will get you to feel all the feels, like Deanna said. Uh, it kind of interweaves um, story and music in a really beautiful way, so it seems kind of seamless, and the acting is just incredible. So there's more I could say, but I want to give you room to say what you love here for a moment.
Um, I I don't remember when I first was introduced to this movie, but I know that I've known about it and I've loved it for a very long time. I actually on my music YouTube channel have my own version of the song Lost Stars, which is the most well-known song from that movie. Um, I covered that. It says on my music YouTube channel 9 years ago
Wow.
at this point. And I made a point. to do my cover song as a blend and a kind of like a meet in the middle. I made a point to have my cover song be like a blend of the super poppy version and the super raw, intimate singer songwriter version. I wanted to kind of do a cover song that met in the middle, and that's what I did. And I think the movie does a good job touching on a lot of different things, like romance and breakups and the world of music and musicians. One of the reasons this movie really strikes a chord with me is because it does a really good job of showing kind of the ego that can slip into the world of musicians, especially if two musicians are romantically intertwined. The movie does a good job of Greta and Dave in the movie. Once again, spoiler alerts, they have artistic disagreements. Keira Knightley's character, Greta, wants to keep things really raw, vulnerable, singer songwriter sacred. And Dave Cole's character, on AI Overview, it actually describes him as a self absorbed rising rock star and the longtime boyfriend of the film's co protagonist, Greta. Um, Dave's, more interested in taking a song and making it big, making it pop, and making it so that it reaches the lowest common denominator. And this is a very common story or argument or issue that creative people face when they go to record music and release albums. And it is a core
And that's actually,
healing
yeah.
is due because at once again, spoiler, at the very end, they show Dave Cole playing the song to a bunch of people, but then Greta walks away. And so the movie's trying to suggest that if you betray the sacredness and the sensitivity of something, you can kind of sell your soul, so to speak, but then you might lose the person that matters most to you potentially.
Well, and
That's
yeah,
that's kind of that's what I'm saying is that's like an angle that the
it's an
that the
angle.
movie takes.
And
It doesn't have to be that way, but it's something that the movie explores.
yeah, the movie is very nuanced. So, like, because for me, watching it, like, the world truly, in my opinion, would be incomplete without Dave Cole's version of that song. Because actually, what Dave does in that final scene is he marries both versions, and it's honestly it's my favorite version. It's gorgeous. It's the reason why that song is really one of my favorite all time songs. It's just so powerful, and so
What's so funny is that Dan just turned this movie on tonight, and I had this moment where I was like, because it's exactly the movie that I needed to watch tonight for a personal healing on many levels, and it's just one of the many beautiful things about our relationship is that we're always like channeling God for each other.
mhm.
Um, Not perfectly always because we're not in perfect union with God yet, but we're always like giving each other next pieces and healings. And my opinion, my personal take on Begin Again is that it does strike a chord for people who understand this tension between creating something sacred in the moment and it being really sweet and sensitive versus when it comes time to release it to the world or someone comes in and makes it bigger and introduces it to a bigger audience, that feeling of losing something, that feeling of is this still what it was originally, or has it become something else? Has it lost integrity in the process of becoming a major hit, for example? And Adam Levine does a great job playing the character of Dave. I love Adam Levine. If you aren't aware of him, I'm sure you are, but he is really well known for being in Maroon 5, leading Maroon 5. So it's Levine,
Mm-hmm.
Adam Levine. Did I say Levine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, he's the lead singer and rhythm guitarist for Maroon 5, and he's also been a judge on The Voice. He's definitely one of my favorite musicians. The cast in this movie is amazing. Like, seriously amazing. Um, I personally feel like first of all, I understand Keira Knightley and where she's coming from, her character, Greta, in wanting to keep something original, sacred, sensitive, vulnerable. But then I also am the type of person who my energy always wants things to be big and larger than life and expansive. I love pop music, and I always want to take things to the global level. And so I also understand Dave's character in wanting to blow up something that, you know, like not keeping something small and hidden because it's meant to be heard by everyone. Um, so I see both sides to this, but when something is truly from the heart and truly sacred and sensitive, it's actually best for it to be shared with everyone.
Yes.
That's my opinion because of the type of person that I am.
Well, and honestly, I felt like Kira was trying to control the arc of that song because, like I said, the universe is incomplete without that final version.
Which
But
I just want to share that Joe Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter series, had a similar tension when it was time for God to take over and almost rip Harry Potter away from her and blow it up into movies. She of course supported it, but I remember reading about her personal emotional struggles with seeing like something that she had written, her baby, be taken and blown up in a big way and kind of be out of her hands now. But that is God's will for everything.
mhm.
One person isn't supposed to clamp down on something and keep it forever. Everything's supposed to be expanded upon and developed and grown. And
But that's what makes this movie so nuanced because really at the end it's not actually it wasn't about that, it was about her character growth because she had a that song to her was like a song of like communicating her love for Dave. It was their like love song to each other. And what it really, and this is why the acting is so nuanced and good in this movie, it just was her realizing that like essentially it was it was a false twin flame story where she had projected her true twin flame onto him, and she just realized that the relationship did not have the same meaning. So it actually, in the end, because after she leaves that stage, she's actually smiling as she bikes away because she's able to finally let him go. It's almost like she realized that he actually just isn't who she thought he was, and that's okay. Like she had projected her twin flame, and that's actually another thing I want to talk about. I don't know if you want to say that before I jump into the twin flame arcs in this story, but I love how it also explores true twin flames versus, um, false twin flames. Like both arcs are in there, because Mark and his wife are kind of portrayed as a true twin flame, and you feel that where they're like meant to be together. but they've just had some misunderstandings and they've just had to like do some healing. So the movie showed as Mark did his healing work, um, the character of Mark Ruffalo, and as he did his healing work, as he embraced his purpose work, as he came alive, he had reattracted his twin flame, which was his former wife, and it just shows how like indestructible, in truth, that relationship is. It's just healing work that needs to happen. Whereas the relationship between Dave and Greta perfectly showed what a false twin flame is, where you've just projected this perfection onto that person. But as you go deeper, you realize that was just a complete projection because what you see in the end is that, and there's really no judgment to either character. Dave's an incredible musician, Greta's an incredible musician, and
But they're two different
you
people, two
that's
different
what you
types of
see.
musicians.
Yes.
So you feel like Dave and Greta are false twin
Oh,
flames
for
in
sure.
this.
Yes. And that was really the revelation
I
of.
don't, to be honest, I don't have an opinion on that. They could be true or false twin flames. Um,
Well,
because
yeah.
sometimes, yeah, you do have the greatest upsets and artistic disagreements with your twin flame, but it could be or could not be. I don't have a personal opinion
Well,
on
I feel
that.
like the movie
But
makes that clear because as what makes it clear is as Greta embraces, because she's actually very insecure in her relationship with him. And the truth is, as you become more of who you are, you attract your twin flame. But as she became more of who she really was, that scene on the bench says it all. And you can see she had this realization like, I don't actually know you, and that's how it feels. Because the truth is, if it's a true twin flame situation, she would feel like I know you deeply. As I'm coming more into myself, I'm knowing you more. But actually, as she came into herself, she realized that she does not know this person and was able to let him go. And that's always a true test. As you go deeper into loving yourself, into embracing who you are, living your purpose, that is such a magnet to your true twin flame, like irresistibly so. So for me, that's the giveaway in the movie. Whereas, say when you see the opposite with Mark, is he because he had this really down period, but as he dove back into who he really was, and he actually showed him giving up his false image, being this record label guy, because he's really somebody who believes in these more raw artist. He embraced who he really was. It helped him shed his old identities, come alive in who he really is in a powerful way, showing how he even gave up alcohol. And then the love of his life just couldn't resist him. You see them, listening to music together and kissing. And that's how it is. So there's a beautiful, like that's what twin flames as you embrace your purpose, they're just right there. So I that's how I personally read the movie, but it's such a beautiful and nuanced movie that it'll make you feel the feels no matter what.
I personally also really love the parts of the movie that showcase
Mm,
Mark Ruffalo's character and his daughter, Violet Mulligan,
mhm.
who's played by Haley Steinfeld. And I love the scene where they invite her to play
It's one of my favorite
guitar
scenes.
and she's like all nervous, and the movie's just really free and fun, and it's good at capturing a very specific moment in time.
Exactly.
It's very sentimental.
Yeah, like you said, that scene. I love how all the actors are good. Even this very young actress playing the daughter, she's very shy and she plays that very well. Where she's like insecure about her musicianship and stuff, and the whole group encourages her. And this was one of the scenes I weeped at. She just the guitar is just transcendental, and it's like her soul speaking. And that's what this movie portrays so much is people coming into their soul work, and soul work will always awaken the soul and stir people.
It also does a good job at showing how focusing on your passion
Hmm.
can bring you through any situation.
Exactly.
It can bring you through any situation. Focusing on friendship and purpose and rekindling your passions, it can take you forward through any difficult situation in your life
Hmm.
because your purpose is something that can't ever break up with you. And even if you break up with your purpose, it's going to come back and find you and kind of hunt you down and keep knocking at your door. And so, yeah, when it does a good job of showing that too. Like when, like if you hit some sort of difficult time, focusing on your purpose can really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
carry you.
Yep, and God will bring angels into your life. And so that was actually, now I think about it, that was like the third almost romantic arc, but I thought that was beautifully shown how like, Mark's character and Kira's character were meant to support each other deeply, and they show these great moments where they almost project like romance onto each other, but they're wise enough to see that that's not the purpose of the relationship. And like because at the end, I love how when he's rekindling with his wife, he's doing the same activity he did with Kira, but he recognizes that it's different with his wife. That's actually the romance he's feeling. That's his true twin flame, and they're kissing as they're listening to the music because um, that's his one true love. And so it really does a good job of showing that, like, how when you're walking the journey, you really want to stay in attunement because uh, your passion can attract some beautiful relationships, but you want to understand the purpose of all relationships. And their relationship was best served as a partnership. Obviously, they weren't twin flames, so he kept that love sacred so that he could share that with his wife. And this all these kind of nuances you don't often see in movies, but like it's just beautiful portrayal of relationships. Um, it's and just the way it really shows how music can take you on a journey. And as you watch the movie, you might not even know why you're getting emotional, but it's just that's the power of good story making, good music. It'll touch your soul and just make you feel things.
Yeah, Dan cried again today
I
with
got
that
teary
movie.
eyed. I didn't cry.
CeeLo Green is also in this movie. It's really fun.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this movie. It's a really, really, really good watch. I recommend watching it with a friend. I recommend watching it with your lover. And
I just have to one scene. There's so many scenes where it's just like they're epic scenes. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but the slap scene is epic. It's the perfect scene of like without a lot of words, with a lot of subtlety, just the power of women. Female intuition is it's amazing.
oh, yeah, is that your favorite scene?
It's one of them. I have several favorite scenes from the movie. There's that one, the scene at the Gramercy, and the scene on the rooftop with the daughter playing the guitar. My three favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
They just pack an emotional
Why
punch.
why do you yeah, why do you like the the slapping scene so much?
Um, because it really shows Greta's character how actually like spiritual she was. Because when you're spiritual, and this is what Jeff and Julia teach too, you can see beyond the exterior. It really is just being spiritual just means when you're in touch with your feelings. So many people numb out, but she was a character who was just very true to herself and in touch with her feelings. So like it's so subtle to see it. Adam's character, he does a fantastic job of being very subtle about the fact that he just had this affair. Like he's all warm to her character and all loving and doving, but there's just this one little bit that's off. And just the way they caught her tapping into her emotion, being like, oh my gosh, like this isn't the same person in the room. He didn't have to do anything overtly weird for her to feel. I've never seen a movie capture such subtlety so powerfully. And you see the moment she realizes that he's betrayed her, and I don't know. It's just it's powerful. It's and that's what a soulful movie does. Is it has characters that just the power of their beingness in the movie. They can say so much with so little. I guess is what I'm saying. So the movie it's got a lot of heart, and so it engages you the whole way through because it's so well played, so well directed. So if you need a heartwarming movie, inspiring movie, go see Begin Again.
I think one of the reasons you turned this movie on, there was a lot of different reasons. For me, I really need to focus on recording my albums. I'm really backlogged artistically. And when you turned the movie on, I was like, yep, there's another sign. I really need to focus on my music. Another thing is the world of musicians, they're waking up to twin flames and spirituality. And it's time for Woodstock. And so, yeah, I
Well, it embraces a life purpose principle, which is screw it, just do it. So many musicians have so many excuses
perfectionism and
why they don't put their stuff out there, but these characters had like very little to nothing, and they let nothing stop them from achieving what they set out to do. Just pure love and passion, and
all of the best, most famous artists, musicians, writers, any creative person, it starts with a heart and then you can add all the bells and whistles later.
screw it, just do it. That's a life purpose principle. You ever want to check out a life purpose class? It teaches you how to just go for your dreams. Anything else you want to say?
No, obviously we spoiled the movie for you, so I hope you didn't watch this if you've never seen that movie.
Even if you haven't seen it and you watch this, trust me, you'll still love it because it's really something you have to experience. You can talk about it, but it's a movie you want to actually experience. So uh, enjoy the movie. Go and see it.
The last thing I want to say is the movie's set in New York City, and New York City is a very special place for music and for movies. The famous Woodstock Music and Art Fair in 1969 was held in New York, and so I think we're all summoning the light show. I think we all want another Woodstock. I think we all want the Church of Union to have a Woodstock and for it to be like Woodstock. And I really think it's time for more music and collaboration, and perhaps watching this movie will inspire you in that way.
Amen. All right. Thank you for watching. Anything else? Got 1 minute.
Just that it's one more movie that highlights the power of music to bring people together.
Amen. All right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.